In today's video, I'll be teaching us all how to create beading patterns on Crinoline. If you'll be interested in this entire process, please make sure you watch this video to the end, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're yet to, and feel free to share with a friend. Right guys, let's get started. To create this design, you need your crinoline, of course, and this is what I have here. You also need your fishing line. For the sake of this tutorial, we'll be working with fishing line. You need your bead of choice. I'm working with a combination of crystal beads and seed beads. Work with any type of bead that you like. I'm going to go ahead to thread my needle real quick. I'm using the size 11 beading needle. And to start off your work, you need to create a knot at the beginning. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. People who follow my channel and have watched a lot of my beading tutorial already know how to create knots. But if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Please look at the way I'm passing my needle and thread and replicate it on your work. While working on beading with crinoline, I do not recommend that you use tambour ring. I'm just using tambour ring because this is a tutorial and I'm just creating illustrations for us. This is to help us understand fully. When doing yours, make sure that you've sewn the dress, because I've gotten questions of recent people saying, must I use tambour ring while beading and all that stuff? You don't need to use a tambour ring as a professional beader. You can wear your outfit on your dress form and start beading. This is how I'm going to be creating this beading pattern. This beading pattern is very similar to the dotted beading pattern that I shared with us, I think last week or 2 weeks ago. I'm not quite sure now. I'm going to try to link that video on the screen. The only difference is that this time you're working on crinoline, and the methodology of working with crinoline is slightly different from the last video that I shared. Crinoline has a lot of holes in it, and these holes are pretty wide and expandable. So if you're not careful, your bead and your needle will just keep passing through the thread and you won't be able to basically bead on it. So you need to watch the way I'm passing my needle and thread. I'm still going to come back on the video and make some explanations to also. Please make sure that you don't skip any part of the video so you don't miss any important information. Also, if you have any question regarding any of the things that you've seen me do on this video, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. Again, the choice of bead is yours. I simply chose to use crystal beads and pearl beads just because I'm creating a tutorial and just for us to understand. You can use any type of bead, but you need to use a pretty large bead. Okay, so I recommend you start to use any bead from size 4 upwards. If you use a size 2 bead, it might not really work for crinoline because those types of beads are smaller and they will just keep passing through the net. So use a size 4 or size 6 or size 8 bead. Those types of bead will work perfectly while trying to create something similar to the video that we saw at the beginning of the tutorial. That dress was made by Mavi Official on Instagram, and I saw the video and I just thought my people would also like to learn how to create beading pattern on crinoline as well. So that was what inspired this video. I'm going to keep quiet now, allow you guys watch the way I'm beading on this crinoline. So please watch all the way through. Like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Thank you guys for 26,000. It means a lot to me. I'm grateful for every single one of you. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and share with a friend. Right guys, please continue to watch.
Alright guys, so I hope we all saw how I went about beading up until this point. Some important things that you should take note of if you ever want to create like a dress design, or if you get a job where someone is asking you to bead on crinoline for them for an outfit. One thing you need to take note of is the fact that it's most advisable to use fishing line when beading on crinoline, and chances are to start off your first stitch, your fishing line might keep passing through the holes on your crinoline. Okay, just in case you don't know what crinoline is, it's I don't even know what is crinoline. Is it a type of fabric? Anyway, it's a type of accessory basically, and its texture is kind of like rubber, plasticky kind of texture. I honestly don't know how to describe it, but those who know. And you can see from what we have here that there's holes inside it. So what I'm saying basically is, when starting off your stitch, chances are, even though you've knotted up your fishing line, it might be passing through this hole. So what you want to do is to use your finger to guide the stitch through until you create your first knot that you will use to start your stitch. After doing that first knot, you see that you can now start to bead on your crinoline. And I know someone is going to come and ask me, because I got a question on one of my previous tutorials with beading on net. Someone was asking me, what if I don't want these threads, these fishing lines to show, or thread or invisible thread to show on your work? It's almost impossible. Even your favorite designers, when they create those designs on their illusion nets and all those other types of fabric that they work on, the invisible thread is going to show. That is why I advise that you use invisible thread. Invisible thread is the thinnest type of thread you can get in the market, at least as of today, March of 2023. You can't get any other type of thread that is more sheer than that, okay, that is more invisible than that basically. So you need to just work with it. And if you are the kind of person that is like, oh, I want my work to be looking like magic, I don't want any thread to show, what you do is, as you are sewing each bead and knotting it up, you will cut your thread, knot it up again, start the same procedure again, knot it up, pass it. Who has that time? Nobody has that time basically. So if you know you're the kind of person that does not want your sewing to show, by either you use fishing line or invisible thread, of which with fishing line, the only reason why I'm getting away with fishing line looking nice and smooth is because I'm working on crinoline. If I was working on illusion net, the end result of what this fishing line will look like on that illusion net will not give. I'm still going to create a tutorial where I use fishing line to work on illusion net, so we get to see what I'm talking about, because sometimes when I'm talking about all these invisible thread and the rest, some people, they don't really get the gist, right? So I'm going to create a tutorial where I use fishing line to work on illusion net. Anyway, that's pretty much everything that I thought to just mention on here on the video. I hope we all got the gist. This is what beading on crinoline looks like. Remember the video that I showed at the intro of this video? You could see that that particular design on the dress had crinoline going on, and you could see that there were some beads tacked onto the crinoline. So this is the technique that you would typically use if you ever want to create something like that. And you notice that the beads that were used on that particular outfit were sparkly, so chances are it was crystal bead that was used on the dress. Take note of the fact that most of those videos, I do not own them. I simply got the inspiration for my tutorial from those videos. That particular dress, I think it was made from Mavi Official. She's a Nigerian fashion designer. You guys should feel free to go check her out on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Let me just finish up tacking this last piece of bead. Because I'm ending my work here, I'm just going to do this tacking twice, just so I'm sure that my work is secure and pull very well. So voila guys, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. It means a lot to me. If you've not liked the tutorial already, please like, share this video with a friend, leave me your comments with your questions, feedback and all that jazz, and subscribe if you're yet to subscribe. Okay guys, I can't wait to see you in another tutorial very soon. Bye.